All right, now let's get into the fan favorite portion of the show. The fan favorite portion of the show is This Week in History, trivia style. 7 questions based on this week in history, all of them set to medium difficulty, all of them multiple choice. I know there's a time delay, so I'll give you an opportunity to answer. If you know the answer, just spout it out. If you need to wait for the multiple choice answers, I'll give those to you. I don't know the answers. We will find them out together at the end. Question number 1. On January 11th, 1908, which U.S. president designated the Grand Canyon as a national monument? January 11th, 1908, which U.S. president designated the Grand Canyon as a national monument? Ugh. Had a bit of an issue there. I couldn't swallow. Was it William Howard Taft? I don't know why they decided to throw in the Howard. Was it Theodore Roosevelt? Funny, Robert. Funny. Was it Woodrow Wilson? Or was it Grover Cleveland? I got some answers popping in. I got a Roosevelt. I got a Joe Biden. I got another Roosevelt. The Biden was funny. I am popping over just to check on the old talk of ticks there to see if Mother has an answer. It's funny. Mother pops in. I see him. I acknowledge him. And then he remains River City the rest of the entire conversation. I think the easy answer, waiting on you, Jessica. Yeah, I know you're still there. I think the easy answer is to say Roosevelt. Everyone seems to have chosen Roosevelt, but I don't think it is. Miss Taney, she's popped in. Miss Margaret Taney's popped in. Everyone's saying Roosevelt. I don't think it's Roosevelt. I don't believe he was the president in 1908, which is key to this question. I believe it's Woodrow Wilson. I could be wrong. I may be wrong. But we'll find out later. Everyone says Roosevelt except me, and I'm going with... Stop it, Christina. Stop it. I know what you... Mr. Hines is thinking it's Grover Cleveland. So we'll find out. We'll find out together. On January 12th, 1932, which future U.S. president was born in Hialeah, Florida? On January 12th, 1932, which U.S. president was born in Hialeah, Florida? Was it Jimmy Carter, Richard Nixon, George Herbert Walker Bush, or Gerald Ford? Huh? Bet you didn't see that one coming, huh? What U.S. president was born in 1932 in Hialeah, Florida? Jimmy Carter, Richard Nixon, George Herbert Walker Bush, or Gerald Ford? Robert is popping in with Nixon. We know it's not Jimmy Carter. We know. It's just not Jimmy Carter, and it's most likely not George Herbert Walker Bush. Now, Nixon was notoriously California. Surprise, surprise. He's California Bubba. Modesto, I think, somewhere in that area. I'll go Nixon, seems the most Florida, so saith James. Jeremy goes with Bush. It could be Bush. You know, his family got around a little bit. Jessica's going with Nixon. I'm going to go with the only adopted person ever to be president of the United States, who, by the way, was never elected to be president of the United States. He only became president after the vice president, Spiro Agnew, resigned, and after the president, Richard Milhouse Nixon, resigned. I'm going with Gerald Ford. Could be wrong, but I could be right. We'll find out together. January 13th, 1964. What animated TV series premiered on ABC? January 13, 1964. What animated TV series premiered on ABC? I'm not even looking at the comments. The multiple choice options. I already know what the answer is to this question without looking at the multiple choice options. But for you, yabba dabba doo, I'm going to read you what the multiple choice options are. James pops in with the Flintstones. Strangely enough, the first option in the multiple choice option categories, the Flintstones, Scooby-Doo, Johnny Quest, or the Jetsons. 1964. 64, back when they were smoking cigarettes there, Bonnie. Yes, there were TVs in 1964. Robert pops in with Scooby-Doo. James pops in with the Flintstones. Waiting to see the rest of your answers before we move on to question number 4. Jessica pops in with the Flintstones. And in case there's any question, obviously my answer is also the Flintstones. Bonnie. Jeremy does not have an answer in yet. Margaret goes with none. Margaret, I'm curious. Do you go by Peggy? I've always found that the strangest of nicknames. Roberts are Bobs, Richards are Dicks, and I know Margaret's to be Peggy's. Do you go by Peggy? I'm curious. Jeremy pops in with the Flintstones. Moving on, question number 4. Johnny Quest was a hilarious show. They just need to make like they used to. They don't make them like they used to. On January 14th, 1953, which actor first appeared as James Bond in film? January 14th, 1953, which actor appeared as James Bond in film? You got the 2 names that you can immediately recognize, Sean Connery, Roger Moore, and then 2 names I have no idea who they are. Barry Nelson, George Lazenby. Robert's going with Sean Connery, which I think is the right answer. James is going with Sean Connery. I'm going to give you a bonus question. Who was the worst James Bond? The worst. Jessica, Sean Connery. James, Shane Connery. Robert, Sean Connery. T-Bone, Sean Connery. We're all saying, oh, you guys were alive for this stuff. Doesn't seem fair. No, Jeremy. I was alive for this stuff. I don't think anybody other than maybe Margaret is the same age. So that's not true. It's Sean Connery. Oh, you're going to go with George Lazenby, Jeremy? Okay. I hope you Googled that because I don't know who that is, nor do I care. And Timothy Dalton is when I asked the bonus question, who was the worst James Bond? Timothy Dalton popped up. Pierce Brosnan is who I'm thinking. I'm pretty sure they did a Pierce Brosnan James Bond, one movie, and he was absolutely the worst. Or it could be Timothy Dalton. It doesn't matter. The episode is when they seize the Rock of Gibraltar in the daytime. Now, I have climbed the Rock of Gibraltar many times, and skydiving in and going down is definitely the easiest way of doing it. But during the daytime, probably not very good. All right. GoldenEye. All right. Okay. We got some comments over there. Blah, 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 blah. Nobody else wants to pipe in on who was the worst. Roger Moore was good. He was good, but he wasn't Sean Connery. Sean Connery was the best. You've got to have a Scottish man pretending to be a Cockney man. On January, question number 5. On January 15th, 2001, were you alive then, Jeremy? January 15th, 2001, which online encyclopedia officially launched? Not looking at the multiple choice options, because I don't know of another online encyclopedia other than the one we're all thinking about. A wiki, 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 bear. A wiki, 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 bear. Was it Britannica Online, which they should have done? Britannica should have gotten online before all of the other things. They were in the business of encyclopedias. They should have gotten ahead of that. They did not. So the multiple choice options are Britannica Online, Encarta, that was a real thing, Wikipedia, or Google Books. Quickly, I've got a bunch of answers coming in for Wikipedia. Oh, wiki, bear. Bracers. Points. That's a very funny answer. I like it. Question number 6. On January 16th, 1920, which constitutional amendment went into effect in the United States? Again, January 6th, 1920. Which constitutional amendment went into effect in the United States? It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. And this was the worst of times, man. I believe I know the answer. Here are your multiple choice options. The 17th Amendment, the 18th Amendment, the 19th Amendment, or the 21st Amendment. January 16th, 1920, which constitutional amendment went into effect in the United States? Robert answers with prohibition, which is not one of the options. You have to know the number. Was it 17, 18, 19, or 21? 17, 18, 19, or 21? I believe I know the answer. I believe I know the answer. Still got Buffalo on the brain, man. Oh, I can't believe the season's over. Robert incorrectly chooses 19. That's very funny. James incorrectly chooses 19. I believe. I don't know yet. I believe he is incorrectly chooses 19. Waiting on Jeremy and Jessica to get their answers in. I'm going to tell you ahead of time. My answer, 18. The 18th Amendment was prohibition. Remember, we had to get sober before we gave women the right to vote. And then immediately realizing what we had done, we had to start getting drunk again and repealed the 18th Amendment. Important things to know. Everybody went with 19 except me. Pegan, which was shortened to Peggy. Okay. Look at that. I was right. Her Irish relatives called her Peggy. And she's over here still spelling Rupert. January, final question of the week. January 17th, 1994. Which U.S. city was struck by a major earthquake? January 17th, 1994. What major U.S. city was struck by an earthquake? Was it San Francisco, Seattle, Los Angeles, or vagina whale? A whale's vagina, San Diego. Which in Spanish means whale's vagina. Yeah. Was it San Francisco, Seattle, Los Angeles or San Diego. This is 1994, January 17th. Robert pops in with Los Angeles. James pops in with Francisco of the San. And here's a little bit more memorable. There was a baseball game going on in Candle Park Stadium at the time of the earthquake. Like 50,000 people watching a baseball game, and the ground be shaken before them. Christina thinks it was in Los Angeles. But Candlestick Park is not located in Los Angeles. The Ridgecrest Quake. The Ridgecrest Quake. Yes. It was a bad one. It was bad, okay? The answer, I believe to be, located closest to San Francisco. And Oakland, and they had that double-decker bridge that was a single-decker. It was bad. It was bad. But, yeah, it was much farther north than Los Angeles and way much farther north than Sandog. And Jeremy pops in with San Francisco. Let's type in answers, please, and see how we did. All right. Anything about sports? Do you know what time we're recording today there, Miss Lady? Can you tell me that? All right. Question number one. I went, oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Holy shoot, man. This is not a good way to start my Sunday. This is bad, okay? Here we go. Let's get our egos in check. We're all going to feel the pain on this one. Question number one. Those of you who chose Theodore Roosevelt, you were correct. Good job. And it ends there. Question number two. The peanut boy from Plains was born in Hialeah. 30 minutes? I guess so, man. I guess so. We'll be all right. I need a lot of water. Jimmy Carter was born in Hialeah, Florida. Question number three, not the Flintstones. Freaking Johnny Quest, man. Johnny Quest was the cartoon that was featured all the way back in 1964. Question number four, Barry Nelson. Who is Barry Nelson? Well, apparently he was the first James Bond. Question number five, Wikipedia. Thank God, got that right. Question number six, I know it was the 18th Amendment, and all of you that said 19, you are wrong. And question number seven was Los Angeles. Wow. Wow. I don't think I've ever done that bad before. Two? I got two? But y'all didn't do much better either. So, yeah, that's in an hour, 30 minutes. I don't want your sensitive vocal cords to suffer. We'll do it in 30 minutes. 12 o'clock my time, 6 o'clock your time. I'll just pound some water, and we'll be ready. What is she talking about? I'll tell you what she's talking about. She's talking about a new episode of the Lunsby Show with T-Bone and Chick Brew. Going to record a new one in 30 minutes. And, yeah, we guarantee one laugh an hour. If you haven't looked us up yet, search the hashtag LUNSB, Lunsby. And you can find all of our products on all the spectrums, on the eyes and the apples and the spots and the hearts, all of it. We're out there. Just search the hashtag LUNSB. I remind you today, as I remind you every day, just be the best person that you can be. Chick Brew sends her love. And Lunsby,